All right, welcome back. So this week I'm back with another great topic. So I'm talking about how to calm your overly active dog. And if you're watching this live, you're probably thinking, thank goodness she's tackling this topic because let's admit it, our dogs can be overly active, overly impulsive, depending on what's going on. And so I want to give you some tips to calm your overly impulsive dog. But first, let's take a few things into consideration because there may be a reason why your dog's being impulsive, right? So, the first thing you want to take into consideration is the breed of your dog. Okay, depending on your breed of dog, the breed of your dog, they may need more exercise and more of an outlet than others. For instance, a border collie, for example, they are herding dogs, so they like to run, they like to chase, and things like that. And so you just want to keep in mind they may require more of an outlet and stuff like that, just not to be so impulsive. So make sure you check in and reading up on the breed of your dog. I always talk so much about that, just to know what your breed requires as far as like exercise, play, and things like that. Another thing you want to keep in mind too, we always do it as dog trainers, is you want to be sure to rule out any type of health issues that are going on. Not saying that your dog every time they're overly impulsive or excited that there's a health issue, but you always just want to rule out any health things. Okay, so um, some things you can do to calm your overly active dog, and you want to be sure to do this, is provide an adequate amount of exercise. Okay, so let's talk about puppies first, and then we'll talk about the older dogs. So when you're talking about puppies, they are really impulsive and they can be extremely hard to calm down. But the key thing with puppies is they do require a good amount of sleep, play, and exercise. But ideally, with the sleep, they should be sleeping about 18 hours a day. When they don't get enough sleep or they don't get enough exercise, then they become impulsive. So you want to make sure with your puppy, you're definitely getting them enough exercise, whether that's taking them for a walk, engaging in tug or some type of play, and things like that. And also exercising too will help calm the dog, because if you think about it, they getting all that energy, burning off all that energy, they come back inside, or if they're inside playing, is definitely going to calm them down. So you just want to make sure that your dog's getting enough exercise to get all that energy out to calm them a little bit more. Um, Another thing that you want to do to help calm them down too is you don't want to encourage to encourage the excitement. Okay, so if your dog's jumping on you, or if they're just being impulsive in general, what's like one of the things we do? We start like petting them, not petting them, but like trying to get them down, or we pet them and say, "Oh, good boy," or "Don't do that," whatever it may be. But that's actually causing them to be aroused. So you want to make sure that you're not encouraging the excitement. So just by giving them no eye contact, or we talk a lot about this with jumping dogs, just simply turning away, just not engaging in any type of activity with them. That's how you're not going to encourage excitement. Number four, on the flip side, you want to encourage calm behavior, right? A lot of times, we talk about dogs training them and dogs misbehaving. We always look for correcting the behavior that they shouldn't be doing. But in this case, how about rewarding the calmness and the behaviors of calmness? So, for instance, if your dog's just lying down, relaxing, like my dog happens to be over here, relaxing and stuff, give them a pet, tell them good job. Or if they come to you and they're actually sitting instead of pawing at you, you want to reward that by just petting them and rewarding that calmness. So anytime you see them in their natural instinctive state and just relaxation, you want to calm them for that, and that'll help calm your overly active dog. This one is big. I talk about this all the time. Another tip is actually engaging your dog with their nose, some type of nose work. Sniffing is extremely exhausting for your dog. It actually tires them out. I always encourage this. So whether you're taking a handful of treats, and you're indoors and tossing them on the ground and letting your dog search throughout the house for that, that's very tiring. Also on walks, I love doing that as well, just tossing some treats in front of the dog or to the side of the dog and letting them sniff. And I do this with my dog almost every morning. And so what I tell families that I train with, if you get your dog on a routine and you're doing this, like tossing treats in one room every morning, or say, I know I hear a lot, especially families in the morning times, really difficult with dogs, and dogs being impulsive. So what I usually do with my dog so I can get my child ready is I'll take a handful of treats, toss it in the same room and let them go sniff. So now what happens, I've been doing it for so long, when every time I get up in the morning, they just actually go to the room and sit and they wait. And so they're engaging. But get your dog engaged in some type of nose work, because it actually does help them calm down in general. So one last tip, I actually wanted to throw in a little bonus and give you guys some training that you can actually start today to help calm your overly active dog. The easiest one to start with is meal times, right? So you get the food bowl ready, and then you go to put the food bowl down. And some dogs, what do? They start to jump, right? So what you want to do is work on your dog's impulse control. What that means, when we're talking about impulse control, it's just your dog not bursting at the seams to do something or jumping and things like that. We want to work on them just sitting, and not being so impulsive. So today, next time you feed your dog a meal, you can hold the bowl up and you can lower it down. As long as your dog is seated, you continue to lower it, okay? And then, place the, if they continue to stay seated, you just place the bowl on the ground. But during that time, if you're lowering the bowl and your dog starts to jump, nope, the bowl goes back up. The food bowl goes back up, right? You lower it again. Belongs your dog is seated, right? This is the dog, this is the bowl, this is the dog, right? And then it goes back down. Belongs they're seated, boom, they can get the food. If you're lowering it and they do one of these numbers, nope, it goes back up. And you keep on doing that, and eventually your dog will learn that they have to stay seated in order for that food bowl to hit the ground and for them to receive the food. So that's a really easy way to get started and working on impulse control and, working on calming your dog. You could do the same thing with a treat in your hand too, holding the treat up high and lowering it to work on impulse control as well. But those are just some tips to, help calm your overly active dog. I know it's like I said, I keep on bringing up puppies because ideally those are the impulsive ones, or even teenage dogs, they are impulsive. No matter if you have a puppy, teenage dog, or adult dog, all these tips will work to help calm your dog. So just remember, just to wrap this up, know your dog's breed, research your dog's breed, figure out what kind of exercise they need or whatever it may be. Because if you're watching this and you're thinking, well, my dog gets plenty of exercise and they're still not calm, I don't know what she's talking about. Every breed is different. Some require more than others. So make sure if they're getting an adequate amount of exercise, you'll notice when they return home or they stop that play, they'll quiet down. Don't encourage excitement. Ignore your dog if they're being, really over exuberant. Remember to reward calming behavior. And of course, you're going to work on impulse control starting today with the food bowl exercises. Oh, and one more thing, because it's very important, I talk about this too. You want to be sure you are calm yourself. Dogs pick up on your energy, and if you're already, frazzled, razzled, dazzled, whatever it may be, they pick up on that, and they too become kind of hyper and excited. So just make sure you're checking in with yourself, that you're quiet and calm, and you're presenting the same behavior that you want your dog to present. All right. So I hope that you've gained some good tips to calm your overly active dog. If you have questions, feel free to reach out. Also, if you are listening to podcasts, you can find these conversations, these lives on Positive Dog Training Convos, on Stitcher, Apple, and all that good stuff. So be sure to check me out there if you're at home, working from home, or if you're driving home and things like that. Other than that, I will see you next week. Bye.